On this week's episode of the Rambler Sports Locker, the men's and women's basketball teams tip off their seasons.
Also, the men's basketball and men's volleyball teams signed recruits for next season. And Henry Redmond's Ramble analysts discuss whether or not Bears head coach John Fox should be fired. Welcome back to another episode of the Rambler Sports Locker. I'm Queenie Yama.
And I'm Nick Schultz. The men's basketball team started its season with 2 wins over Wright State and Eureka. The Ramblers started out the 2017-18 season against former Horizon League opponent Wright State University at Gentile Arena November 10th. After shooting 75% in the first half, Loyola struggled in the second half, shooting just 39% from the field. However, the Ramblers held on to defeat Wright State 84-80. Senior Dante Ingram dropped 21 points, and freshman Cam Krutwig scored 17 points and grabbed 7 rebounds in his first collegiate game. On November 12th, the Ramblers were back at Gentile to take on Division III foe Eureka College. After a poor shooting performance in the opener, senior Andre Jackson dropped 17 points, including this slick reverse layup to beat the defense. Redshirt junior Marcus Towns also had a good game, putting up 14 points, grabbing 7 rebounds, and dishing 5 assists. Topped off by a monster slam dunk by sophomore Cam Satterwhite, the Ramblers topped the Red Devils 96-69 to improve to 2-0 on the season. The Ramblers took on the University of Missouri-Kansas City November 16th. Check RSL social media for the result. The Ramblers also saw success in the classroom as redshirt junior Clayton Custer was named MVC Scholar Athlete of the Week November 15th. This is Custer's 4th time earning the honor. Prior to the season opener, the Loyola Athletic Department held a pep rally as part of its initiative to create an identity for the student section. RSL reporter Kelsey Frew takes a closer look at the festivities.
With an average of only 306 students at each game last year, Loyola Athletics has been working to improve turnout at sporting events. Their first major success came at this year's basketball home opener, which featured free Felice's Pizza, a tailgate party, a scarf giveaway, and a first look at Gentile Arena's upgrades. Marcus Mercer, the director of marketing, explains what it took to bring the night together.
Preparing for opening day really started a while back, probably 2 months ago, I'd say. We kind of came up with the idea in several meetings with our staff and just kind of piggybacking off of what we do for Hustle to Hoyne. The idea kind of came about. We'll do a pregame tailgate, in the den, and then obviously do the scarf giveaway and everything. So it took some coordination with our staff. There were a lot of moving parts, so there was a lot of coordination and things like that with Felice's and making sure that pizzas and food were delivered on time and that our scarves were here and things like that.
The work put in was certainly noticed by the Loyola community, bringing an unprecedented number of students to the game.
1,300 students is the highest that we can go back through our records and tell. It's the student record at a basketball game.
The high level of participation provides a look at what they hope the new student section could become.
With the pack, that's just something that we really wanted to try and build. We've been trying to build a student section, and we wanted to give it some identity. We're trying to grow that and make it something that students will identify with and enjoy coming to games, because you know you're going to have a good time sitting in the pack in the student section at basketball games.
Athletics is now looking forward to try and keep the momentum going.
We're going to make another student push for the UIC game. There will be a giveaway where I don't want to quite say yet what that's going to be, but we'll do another giveaway. Our guys are playing well. They're playing at another Chicago school. We really think that could be another big game for us. So it was kind of one of those deals where several factors played into it, and it worked out really well. And again, we're just trying to build off of that attendance and that excitement around the season.
For the Rambler Sports Locker, I'm Kelsey Frew.
Loyola women's basketball faced off against Indiana University, Purdue University, Fort Wayne, and Fort Wayne on Sunday, November 12th. The Rambler season opener ended in a 79-70 loss. Freshman Kaylin Strawbridge came the first Rambler since March 2015 to score 30 points. She ended with 32 points on 12 of 22 shooting. Freshman Ellie Rice added 20 points. 3 days later, on November 15th at Gentile Arena, the team faced off against Western Michigan in a 65-47 loss. Rice led the team with 11 points and 8 rebounds. Teammate Abby O'Connor contributed 9 points, and Kaylin Strawbridge threw in an additional 6, as well as a team high of 3 assists. This puts the team's record at 0-2 for the start of the season. The Ramblers will return to Gentile on Saturday, November 18th to host former Horizon League opponent Youngstown State. Senior goalkeeper Maddie Ford was named the 3rd MVC Scholar Athlete Team of her career. Ford, who started all 20 games this season in goal for the Ramblers, has a cumulative 3.59 GPA as a biology major. Senior Elliot Collier of the men's soccer team was also named to the MVC Scholar Athlete Team. This is Collier's first time receiving the honor. The New Zealand native started all 18 games for the Ramblers this season and led the team with 4 goals. Collier has 3.37 GPA as an exercise science major. Outside of the classroom, the men's soccer team took home 5 All-MVC awards. Collier redshirt junior Grant Stoneman, junior Fabian Lifka, sophomore Aiden Magelli, and senior Kyle Thompson took home the honors.
The early signing period for the class of 2018 started on November 8th, and 3 Loyola programs had notable signees. On the men's basketball side, Porter Moser landed his 2nd straight highly regarded class, with 3-star guards Cooper Caves and Isaiah Budoso, and 4-star center Franklin Agunane signing on for next season. For men's volleyball, head coach Mark Hulse landed 6 recruits, including middle blocker Joe Detomo and outside hitters Andrew Lyons and Ian Piet. Women's basketball coach Kate Octor also saw 3 signees in her 2nd recruiting class. Guards Janae Gonzalez and Maya Dunson and forward Allison Day signed with the team for the 2019 season. More recruits are expected for all sports when the regular signing period begins in the spring.
On Friday, November 10th, the men's and women's cross-country teams traveled to Ames, Iowa for the NCAA Midwest Regional. The women's team finished in 16th overall in the team standings with 414 points. The team was led by redshirt junior Lindsey Brewis and senior Emma Hatch, both of whom received all-region honors. Brewis took 14th place individually, falling short of one of the 4 automatic qualifying spots, and later missed the opportunity to earn an at-large berth to the national meet. The men's team came in with 455 points, taking 17th place overall. Iowa State and Oklahoma State placed 1st and 2nd respectively in both the men's and women's races. With that, the cross-country season has officially come to a close for the Ramblers, as they now move forward in preparation for the indoor track season.
The women's volleyball team went 1-1 on its final road trip of the season. In the first game of the Indiana Swing, the Ramblers lost the first 2 sets, but won the 3rd to make it a 2-1 ISU lead. But Loyola fell short in the 4th set and fell to the Sycamores 3-1. Gabby Majikowski led the Ramblers with 17 kills. The next day, Loyola traveled to Evansville, Indiana to take on the Purple Aces. Behind Quinn Speaker's 13 kills and Majikowski's 11, the Ramblers swept Evansville 3-0. Loyola is scheduled to close out its season with 2 home games November 17th and 18th against Southern Illinois and Missouri State.
For our full episode and the chance to get in on the conversation, follow and like our social media handles for an up-to-date look at all things Rambler Sports.
Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Nick Schultz.
And I'm Queenie Ama. Check back next week for another episode of the Rambler Sports Locker.
And as always, don't forget to turn out the lights.